Thanks for sharing. Sharing is caring.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
I have a family member works in urgent care, and he said he's seen tons and tons of flu and RSV. Hasn't seen COVID for a long time.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, ER is very busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he said it's primarily, he hasn't seen an influenza B and all influenza A, some strep with kids, but
Yeah,
it's been
mostly
super
A,
busy.
but we did have a B that was traveling and came into Portland and
Well, that's
diagnosed with
not
B.
allowed.
I know. Not good either.
Mm-mm. We're at 1 more minute. Do we have everybody?
We do not. Let's see.
Okay. There's Kylan. Do we have Sherry? Don't see Sherry or Amy.
Yes.
There's Amy. Good morning, Amy. Thank you. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Would you like me to go ahead and start?
Yes, technically you have a quorum, so I will share my screen. I'll just share the agenda. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. This is Kat Chin, Board President of the Oregon Board of Pharmacy. I will now call this Executive Director Recruitment Subcommittee meeting to order. Today is Thursday, February 13th, 2025, and it is now 9 o'clock a.m. Board of Pharmacy meetings are conducted in accordance with the Oregon Public Meetings Law. Under the Public Meetings Law, governing body meetings are open to the public except as otherwise provided by law. The presiding officer has the authority to keep order and to impose any reasonable restrictions necessary for the efficient and orderly conduct of a meeting. Governing bodies are authorized by ORS 192.660 to meet in executive session in certain limited situations. All official actions by the subcommittee must be taken by public vote, and the vote of each member must be recorded. I will now call roll, and for the record, when I call your name, please verbally acknowledge here. Subcommittee member Kat Chin here. Subcommittee member Rich Joyce. Rich,
Here.
are you muted? Okay, thank you.
Here.
Subcommittee member Amy Kirkbride.
Here.
Subcommittee member Victoria Kroger.
Here.
DAS CHRO Executive Recruiter Kylan Stevens.
Here.
DAS CHRO Client Agency Human Resources Manager Sherry Lauer.
Here.
Thank you. Interim Executive Director Rosa Klein.
Here.
Operations Manager Rachel Melvin.
Here.
And Board Counsel Angela Hunt.
Here.
Wunderbar. Thank you. So I will now review public comment information. Public comment will occur after the subcommittee reviews the hiring procedures, hiring standards, criteria, and the policy directives for hiring an executive director. If you would like to provide public comment, please use the raise your hand feature when we open public comment portion of the meeting. Public comment for this meeting is limited to hiring procedures, hiring standards, criteria, and policy directives for the hiring an executive director. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and retained for public record keeping purposes. We will now review and approve the subcommittee meeting agenda. Do subcommittee members have any proposed revisions to the meeting agenda? Subcommittee member Chin, no. Subcommittee member Joyce?
No.
Subcommittee member Kirkbride?
No.
Subcommittee member Kroger?
No.
Thank you. Is there a motion to move to approve the agenda?
To move, Board Member Joyce.
Seconded by Board Member Chin. Roll call, subcommittee members, excuse me. Board subcommittee member Chin, yes. Subcommittee member Joyce,
Yes.
subcommittee member Kirkbride,
Yes.
subcommittee member Kroger.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes to approve the agenda. Thank you. Let's see.
Kat, do you want me to help for a second on this?
Yes, please.
Okay. So basically, this is all as part of the way that the hiring procedures work in the laws is that so the board met, right, and approved all these the hiring standards, the criteria, the policy directives, and all of that. But you guys also have to adopt them as the subcommittee. So we're not doing anything different. It's just the same stuff that you guys already met and approved as the board, but the subcommittee also has to agree to adopt them. But in order for you guys to adopt them, we have to hear public comment on them first. So I think what probably would make the most sense, Kat, is for you to open it up to public comment on that specific issue. And then once that's done, you can open it up to discussion to the board members. And if there is no discussion, then you can just call for a vote to approve those.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Angie. All right, then we are open for public comments and Rachel, if you can, board staff Melvin, if you can help me with whomever has a hand raised.
You bet. I will wait for hands.
Don't everybody raise their hands at once.
I think you can call it whenever you want, Kat.
No.
Okay. Countdown, 3, 2, 1, calling it. That's the end of public comment. Thank you all for your support and comments. So let's open the discussion for subcommittee members. Do any of the subcommittee members have any comments about what we had already agreed to in November, essentially? Hearing none, is there a motion to move to approve the hiring procedures, hiring standards, criteria, and policy directives of the executive director recruitment?
So move, board member Joyce.
Second, board member Kirkbride.
Thank you. Subcommittee member Chin, yes. Subcommittee member Joyce.
Yes.
Subcommittee member Kirkbride.
Yes.
Subcommittee member Kroger.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay, then for discussion items, we will have a discussion about delegating selection of the interview questions to one subcommittee member. For those on the call, see examples of questions on mailings A and A1. So typically since I've been on the board for the recruitment processes that we've done, both at the Board of Pharmacy, the board president has been appointed for the rest of the board for selecting the interview questions. And so I wanted to have a discussion with the subcommittee members, since we don't always have to do it the same way, and see what your thoughts are.
Board member, go ahead.
Board member Joyce, my preference would be for a pharmacist to do it this time. Just because, the last couple of times, and with all due respect, you did a great job, President Chen. But at this upcoming one, I would prefer a pharmacist to be
That's
asking
fine.
the question.
Well,
That's my opinion.
selecting the questions.
Yeah, selecting the questions. And
Right.
so we will all have our turns to ask the question, but selecting the questions will primarily be one person. Is that what we're looking at here?
So not quite, Board Member Joyce. So with the selection of questions would go to the candidates who met the criteria, and they would do a video VidCruiter presentation answering the selected questions. So we are not actually speaking directly to the candidates at this point.
Right. And
Okay,
Kat, I think the person also picks the questions for the interview itself too. They pick all the questions on a go forward basis.
Okay.
And if you guys want more information on that, we can have Kylan speak to that issue.
And
okay, yeah, I
noted,
don't have
Board Member
any.
Joyce.
Oh, I don't have
And
any.
I
additional
don't
comments.
disagree at all. You
Yeah.
know, the previous board president was a pharmacist, so
Oh,
had
you're right.
no
It was,
no disagreement. It was not myself that did that. It was board at the time board
Doyle?
president Ian and Doyle. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
but I have no disagreements. So given that information with two board members in agreement that having a pharmacist be delegated to do the interview questions, we have board members Kirkbride and Kroger.
I think
Board
Kirkbride
Member-
wanted to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, she has her hand up.
Board Member Kirkbride, I feel strongly that we continue to hear that diversity of opinion and multiple people being involved is important for transparency, and there's a lot of feelings about that. I also personally feel it's nice to have multiple people involved in selecting questions because everybody has a different viewpoint. So although it might not be as efficient, I would prefer that there are that the subcommittee could be involved in selecting questions together if that is an option.
This is Board President Chin. Board Desk Representative Kylan Stevens has his hand up because there would be an issue. So Kylan, take it away.
Thank you. Wouldn't exactly call it an issue, but there are challenges with having
Challenges, thank you.
multiple people participate in generating the questions. And that is the fact that if we have more than one individual generating and selecting questions, it's subject to public meeting, which means that all of your interview questions are public and your candidates and anybody that can view this meeting have the opportunity to review those questions at that time. So to keep some anonymity in the process, it's recommended to have an individual select those.
Thank you,
Gotcha. That is good information to have. So I would say then I do agree that a pharmacist should be involved in the questions.
So maybe if somebody wants to nominate the person to be the person that will select.
Board members Kirkbride and Kroger, this is Board Member Chin. Are either of or both of you available to do this work? Because this is going to be a quick turnaround for to work with Kylan on selecting those questions. So first, let's check about availability.
Board Member Kroger, I'm available. I don't see an issue with time constraints, personally, professionally, to be able to partner with Kylan. So,
Okay.
and I personally don't feel strongly either way. Amy, you're very capable as well. I believe for this particular part of the process. So.
And I would like to nominate Board Member Kroger.
hearing the other pharmacists nominating the other pharmacists, how about if we just take a vote then on let's go ahead and make a motion unless there's any other discussion that you all want to have.
Vice President Joyce, I'd like to motion for board member Kirkbride to be the primary.
I have the words for you. Is there a
Oh, you have the
motion
words,
to,
okay.
here's the words. Is there a
Alright.
motion to move to delegate the selection of the executive director recruitment interview questions to subcommittee member Kroger? Board member Chin
So
makes
moved,
that motion.
Board member Joyce accepts motion.
Seconds the motion. Thank you. Subcommittee member Chin, yes. Subcommittee member Joyce.
Yes.
Subcommittee member Kirkbride.
Yes.
Subcommittee member Kroger.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes with board member Kroger being selected as the delegate to work with Kylan Stevens on the interview questions. And now we will discuss next steps of this process with Kylan.
Thank you. So the next steps, obviously, selecting those questions. As soon as we have the interview questions determined for the VidCruiter round, I will create the platform for the candidates to respond to those questions in VidCruiter. I'm hoping to get that out today or tomorrow. So subcommittee member Kroger, I will reach out to you via email immediately after this meeting so we can work on that. The candidates will receive 5 days a minimum to respond to those interview questions. And as they are completing those, you will immediately receive access to the completed interviews. So you'll be able to review those interviews on your own time individually and make your scores. However, we'll need to call an executive session for you all to review those scores and have conversation on strengths and weaknesses of the candidates, and then move into open session to determine which of those candidates will be successful in moving into the second round of interviews, which will be a live virtual interview. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
Board member
Board member-
Kirkbride has her hand up still.
Board member Kirkbride?
Residual hand.
I'm good. That holds.
All right, well, we have our process, we have our people. I think we're in good shape for moving forward, which is awesome. So that was the extent of our meeting, folks. Is there a motion to move to adjourn the meeting at 9:17 a.m.?
So moved, board member Kroger.
Thank you.
Seconded, board member Joyce.
Thank you. And subcommittee member Chin, yes. Subcommittee member Joyce,
Yes.
subcommittee member Kirkbride,
Yes.
and subcommittee member Kroger.
Yes.
Motion passes. We are now adjourned. Thank you, everybody. That was quick work. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing the VidCruiters.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. We'll see everybody soon on
Thank
video.
you.